Hi there, it's Shelbë from OM. I wanted to quickly go over one of our blog posts from a little while back targeting the foundation of an inbound digital marketing strategy. The foundation is the first step that we implement here at our agency, followed by demand gen and optimization. So to get started, we begin with conversion rate optimization. We look at a website and we say, how can we make this website better? What do we need to improve? And one of the first steps to do that is showing your leads exactly where you want them to go. You want to have a clear, easy to understand funnel that doesn't really have any mixed messages. You want everything consistent from like the very first touch point, which might be the ad copy or your homepage, as well as the desired action you want to take, the page copy, the nurture emails, the sales outreach. Everything should be consistent so you don't have any mixed messages. You want to show them what to do, which kind of ties in there. Don't have a CTA to start a free trial on your ad, and then have them go to a landing page that tells them to schedule a demo. It's not really malicious, and they probably won't get mad, but it's just a really unnecessary way to cross the wires. You want to give them a place to convert. You can do this on your home page, but a landing page is typically the best way to drive conversions just because it's designed specifically to drive those conversions. So we really recommend that you create them and you test different ones depending on your audience. Maybe you have 2 or 3 different product offerings and test different ones for them. And then you want to get them to the goal. You should be turning your website into a lead or purchase machine. So take time to look at your website and see what's generating traffic, whether that's your blog. You know, you can add in a CTA like this one that we show as an example with our own CTA, driving you to book a consultation. And then moving forward, implementing analytics is really the only way that you're going to be able to move forward from your foundation. It's one of the most important parts of the foundational strategy. There's several tools you can use. We typically implement Google Tag Manager. We use that to implement analytics, Facebook Pixel, LinkedIn Pixel, and a lot of other things, HubSpot, whatever it is you need. And you just will put it in once. You have your dev go into your website, or if you're tech savvy, you can do it yourself, and then that's it. You don't have to do any more coding in your website. You don't have to worry about messing things up. It has its limitations, but it's really good for event-based tracking, which is our bread and butter here. We will sometimes implement destination-based conversion tracking if we need to. Sometimes it's really all you can do for certain integrations or the lack thereof, really. But we really avoid it because it's really just not as accurate. Sometimes you'll have a purchase that goes to like a confirmation page. And if somebody keeps going back to that confirmation page, either they turn off their computer and they come back to it, or they refresh the page, it's going to keep coming in as conversions. So, one person who purchased something for $20, if they visit that page 12 times, you're going to get 12 conversions for $20. So you just have $220 that's just kind of floating in there. You don't really know where it came from. Well, you know where it came from, but it's not accurate. So then once you set up your event-based tracking, it's important that you go to each of your programs, test them, make sure that they're meaningful and easy to parse. A long game version of your foundation is setting up your search engine optimization. Starting with your page structure, you'll want to make sure that your page is internally linked so that it makes sense and that Google bot, the Google web crawlers, are able to go through your page and crawl everything, make sure everything's connected. You don't have any pages that are just floating around, not connected to anything. Google has gotten really advanced. It's continuing to advance and learn and change. And it's really important that you don't really just stuff keywords or anything, because you can get penalized. Part of that is content focusing on content creation. That's really important to your specific niche, building out a content expertise of sorts so that you can rank better for the keywords that matter most to you. Backlinks are already a pretty good piece of the puzzle. Googlebot crawls other websites, and if it sees a link to your website, it's going to say, okay, this person has almost like a recommendation to this other website. If they have a really high DA, it's going to be even better for you. Something like a .edu or a .gov, something that might have, an 80 plus DA, is going to look really good on your website. Money keywords are another really good part of SEO. They tend to be a little tough to find, but when you find them, it's really just like a gold mine. So let's say, in the example I use, you own a Parisian bakery in your town. Technically you are a restaurant, but if you just use restaurant as a broad term and you try to rank for that, you're going to have a very hard time. You're going to be competing against thousands of other businesses in your area. So if you try to do something more like bakery, it might be a little bit easier, whereas something like French bakery or Parisian bakery will be even easier. And then finally, going really hyper specific, with maybe your product offerings or services you offer. You could do French bakery that sells macarons, or French bakery that does wedding catering, things along those lines that are really long-tailed that might not get a ton of search volume, but the search volume that you do get is going to be incredibly valuable. You're going to be exactly what that person is searching for, and they're going to be far more likely to convert and maybe even become a lifetime customer. The next component is your Web 2.0 properties. This is any page that represents your business on another platform. This includes social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, video sites like YouTube, up and coming apps like TikTok, as well as Google My Business. Connecting a handful of them that are relevant to your business is really important. You should definitely spend some time setting up your Facebook page, making sure that your logo, your website, everything is connected to that. It's a really good way, in addition to being a connection to your website and being a little bit of social capital, to show people, hey, I'm a real person, I have a Facebook. It's another really good way to help you gather your testimonials. If that's something that you need, you can get reviews there and you can respond to them if they're good or bad. It just gives you a little bit more of a voice as a business, which is a lot of what people are looking for is trust. The final piece of SEO is optimization. It comes a little bit later, but it's still an important part of the foundation to keep in mind. You'll want to be making sure that you're keeping a close eye on your website, its metrics. You'll want to check your traffic, your heat maps, any conversion data. And you'll also want to make sure that you're annotating anything such as your Google Analytics account whenever you make a change, even if it seems really minor. You're not going to remember in 2 months that you internally linked all of your blog posts, so it's really important that you make sure that you note that, so that if you start seeing really weird changes 2 months down the line, you can probably attribute it to something that you have done. If things are trending in the right direction, perfect, keep up the good work. You might want to adjust your content strategy if you see some really good success from something specific. Maybe start doing more of that. If you're not seeing good results, just look at what isn't working, try something new. But it's good to note that the foundation is a really huge part of your advertising strategy. At OM, we say that you can't have a strong digital marketing strategy without a strong foundation. If you think of a pyramid, you have the base, it's really strong. If you don't have a strong base, the rest of it's going to crumble. So take your time, sort everything out, build a strong foundation for your website. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the comments. We'd be more than happy to answer your questions. This is Shelby signing off. I hope you have a good one. Bye.